Well, hello, my friends, friendly acquaintances, and followers of the channel. It's Thursday, April 18th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern European Time. I'm in Kremenchuk, Poltava Oblast, Ukraine. Uh, Getting moved in and settled in my house, um, affectionately known as the Rebel House. uh, Given all the construction going on the outside. Um, Sorry I haven't posted it sooner. It's been very busy here. Getting things organized, getting things set up. You'd be surprised at all the little things you need to do to become functional. Uh, you know, getting the house, getting the leases signed, talking with my immigration attorney in Kiev, which I will be going to Kiev Sunday night. There's only one train that goes from Kremenchuk to Kiev, and it leaves around midnight and arrives in Kiev at about 5 in the morning. Uh, yeah, it's brutal. And I'll be in Kiev for a week, maybe a little longer. How it works, my attorney will submit all my immigration documents, and then I have to wait around and be on call for the immigration officials to come to me where I'm staying. And because of privacy laws of hotels in Ukraine, um, they can't, like, I have to get an Airbnb, which I would anyway for that length of time, uh, so that they can actually access me and know where I'm at. Um, yeah. Hello. Welcome to Ukraine. Um, it's very interesting being here because while I'm very familiar with my surroundings here in Kremenchuk, because this is the start of my third year being here, um, it's still a lot to learn, a lot of nuance in the culture, language, um, you know, reconnecting with friends, finding out who's still working, who's not. Um, Kharkiv, which is to the west of me, the city of Kharkiv, which is the second largest city in Ukraine, has been under constant bombardment and missile strikes from Russia. And it's very difficult for them to defend because they're right on the Russian border. And so it's just like, boom, it happens. We're a little further away, so we have time. We get notification and have time to react. You probably saw yesterday, maybe in the news, that in the oblast north of me, hit a city, and I'm probably going to butcher this name. I apologize. Chernihiv, in the Chernihiv Oblast, which is north and a bit west of where I'm at. And last reports I heard were 18 were killed and over 50 wounded. And these were civilians. These were civilian targets of apartment block, hospital were hit. And I want to take this moment to point out a glaring difference between Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is hitting military targets within Russia. They're not hitting apartment blocks. They're not hitting schools. They're not hitting hospitals. They're hitting military targets. Russia is hitting civilian targets. It's terror bombing. Now, they do go after infrastructure, and military targets, but a hospital is not a military target. Apartment block is not a military target. A school is not a military target. And to give you some numbers, since the beginning of the Russian invasion in February of 2022, over 10,300 civilians have been killed, and almost 20,000 injured. These are civilians, men, women, and children. And that's through January of 2024. So, you know, there is a toll on this war. There's another thing I want to bring up, is the basically kidnapping by Russians of Ukrainian children in the occupied zones. And these children have been forcibly transferred into Russia, into Russia proper, sent to camps and schools where they're indoctrinated and sent out to foster families. The number is estimated to be around 20,000 children. And the last number I could verify is only 400 of these children have been returned to their parents in Ukraine. Some of these kids were taken like they're in the occupied zones. They're going to school. Teachers, Russian teachers, will come to the parents and say, hey, look, the kids are stressed out. They need a break. We have a camp we can send them to for a couple of weeks where they can get away from all this and get away from the bombing and the shelling and the war. And, you know, parents thinking, well, this sounds good. It's just a couple of weeks. Okay, fine. Kids are gone. They don't come back. And this has been, you know, looked into by the United, and the numbers I'm quoting you on this are from the United Nations Office for Human Rights. So, a legitimate source. And they're looking into this. And this would be Putin and the people involved are facing criminal charges, like that'll happen, and subject to arrest over this. Of course, we all know that that won't happen. But, you know, it is what it is. The other thing that was really disturbing and a vile use of propaganda was Putin appeared in a stadium, you know, sort of a Putin prep rally, if you will, and had all these Ukrainian kids, young children, 6, 7, 8 years old, on stage. And basically the translation, to paraphrase, was, look at all these Ukrainian children. We saved them from the evil Ukrainians, the Nazis, and they want to say thank you to the soldiers who saved them. Kids are told what to say. They're up there. They do what they do. That's vile. I don't care. Hate me, like me. I don't care. Personally, that's vile. And so there's a lot of things going on in the war that you may not know and may not hear. And I want to bring some of these things to light. There are terrible consequences of this war that will only really see the light of day when it ends. And I don't know if perpetrators of these war crimes and criminal activity will ever be brought to justice, one can only hope. And so for April 18th, dispatch from Ukraine, I'm signing out. Y'all have a good day. Пока.